The Genius Club with Prairie Pine. Chapter 60. The Princess and the Dream. Ethan's arrival brought the atmosphere of the banquet to its absolute peak, with a wave of excitement rippling through the crowd. With the guest of honor finally present, the long-awaited victory banquet could at last officially begin. Emma had originally planned to invite the renowned professor to give a short speech to kick off the event, but he politely declined the kind offer, saying he preferred to enjoy the evening as a guest rather than a speaker. So Emma stepped gracefully onto the small stage at the center of the hall to deliver the opening address herself. She spoke warmly about the Rhinebrand's impressive sales figures and remarkable achievements since its launch, and took a moment to thank every employee present for their tireless hard work and unwavering dedication, emphasizing that the company's success was a collective effort, bound closely to each and every person in the room. Today's triumph of MX Company and the brilliant start of the Rhinebrand would not exist without each of your sincere efforts and countless hours of hard work, Emma said, her voice firm and heartfelt. But if we must name the one we owe the most to, the person who made this all possible, I believe we all share the same answer in our hearts. As soon as Emma finished speaking, warm, thunderous applause burst forth from every corner of the hall, filling the space with enthusiasm. Every gaze in the room turned naturally toward Alex's direction, each look brimming with genuine approval and deep admiration, a silent but powerful recognition of his irreplaceable contributions to the company's success. Everyone in the hall knew well, without Alex, there would be no victory banquet to celebrate tonight. From the charming and innovative design of the Rhine cat that captured the public's hearts to his efforts in securing Ethan valuable support and authorization, his hard work for MX Company was plain for all to witness, unmatched by any other young talent in the entire team. In fact, the entire company already treated Alex like an unofficial vice president, with many colleagues looking up to him and seeking his advice. During the recent personnel restructuring, numerous employees even spoke up on his behalf, arguing that Emma's promotion of him to team leader was still too conservative, and that he deserved the vice president title right away for his outstanding contributions. When the applause slowly faded into a comfortable silence, Emma turned her gaze to Alex and pointed in his direction with a warm smile. Now, let's welcome team leader Alex to the stage to deliver his New Year wishes and share a few words with all of us, she announced in a warm and encouraging tone, her eyes filled with confidence in him. Amidst enthusiastic cheers and loud clapping from the crowd, Alex walked up to the stage calmly and steadily. He took the microphone from Emma's outstretched hand, his posture steady and confident, and years of experience as a university host had polished his stage presence, making him look natural and at ease even in front of the large, attentive crowd. Thank you all for your trust and recognition, he began gently, his voice clear and warm as it echoed through the hall. First, I want to make one thing clear. The success of the Rhinebrand does not belong to me alone. It belongs to every single one of you here tonight. No one's contribution is greater or smaller than another's. We all played a part in making this happen. I only did my own job to the best of my ability, just like each of you did yours with dedication and passion. It's because we all fulfilled our duties wholeheartedly, supporting one another through every challenge, that our new brand achieved such an amazing opening success. Tonight, every one of us is a hero of this celebration, and we should all be proud of what we've accomplished together. This year is quickly coming to an end, and over this past year, we've worked side by side through countless challenges and achieved remarkable breakthroughs as a team. We've grown not only as professionals, but also as individuals. And I'm truly proud to stand here tonight with all of you, my colleagues and friends, to celebrate this special moment. His clear, practiced voice filled the entire hall, effortlessly holding everyone's attention. Every word he spoke was sincere and heartfelt, touching the hearts of those listening deeply, and no one chatted or distracted themselves. All eyes were fixed on him, deeply moved by his humble, inspiring words and genuine gratitude. When Alex finished his New Year speech, the hall erupted once again in thunderous, heartfelt applause that echoed through the venue for several long seconds. It was a loud and clear show of respect and admiration for the youngest team leader in the company, the most promising young talent in MX company, who had already made such a profound impact. After the speech concluded, the long-awaited dinner portion of the banquet officially began. Servers dressed in neat uniforms walked in an orderly line, carrying silver trays filled with exquisite food and fine wine, and they carefully arranged the delicious delicacies neatly on the long buffet tables, lining the hall, turning the grand space into a feast for both the eyes and the taste buds. Surprisingly, abalone and lobster were only basic introductory appetizers at this luxurious banquet. Rare, top-tier ingredients sourced from all around the world, skillfully cooked by renowned world-class chefs, released rich, tempting aromas that filled the air, making everyone's appetite stir with excitement and anticipation. Ethan was never particularly fond of such grand, crowded social occasions, as he preferred the quiet of his laboratory. But happiness was truly contagious, especially after a few glasses of fine wine had relaxed his shoulders, and with his lifelong research finally completed, he felt a huge weight lifted from his chest, allowing him to soon relax and fully blend into the joyful, lively atmosphere around him. He sat beside Alex at a small table, chatting freely and openly about his younger years as a passionate young scientist. He shared vivid stories of his early struggles, his dreams for the future, and the challenges he had overcome to pursue his research, laughing and sighing softly as he recalled those distant, formative days, his face glowing with a rare, carefree smile that hadn't been seen in years. Shortly after the dinner started, Ryan finally arrived late, rushing into the hall out of breath, his coat still slightly dusted with snow from the cold outside. "Respect!" he called out to Alex in a hurry, his eyes lighting up at the sight of the lavish buffet. And without wasting a single second, he rushed straight for the lobster station, grabbing a large, steaming lobster and starting to eat eagerly, savoring every bite. He had long planned his perfect buffet strategy in his mind, determined to make the most of this rare, luxurious feast. He wanted to use every inch of his stomach space wisely, savoring the most expensive and delicious dishes first, before moving on to other treats, ensuring he got the absolute most out of the evening's culinary offerings. "Can I secretly take 2 bottles of red wine with me when we leave?" he asked Alex in a low, conspiratorial voice, still chewing a mouthful of lobster meat. His eyes were shining with mischief, like a child asking for a forbidden treat, hoping Alex would turn a blind eye to his little plan to sneak some wine home. Alex looked at him with a faint, amused smile, shaking his head slightly as he replied, "If you pretend you don't know me, then go ahead and try. But if you get caught by the staff, don't drag me into it. I won't admit I know you, and I certainly won't bail you out. But I already told your company's receptionist we're best friends," Ryan said, grinning widely as he wiped his mouth with a napkin, his face covered in lobster juice. "We even added each other on WeChat, and she's way more into you than me. She kept asking me all sorts of questions about you, especially if you have a girlfriend. Then behave yourself, and don't embarrass me, Alex said, shaking his head again with a small smile. Ryan nodded casually, already reaching for another plate of delicious food, and just as they were about to continue their light-hearted chat, a sudden commotion near the entrance drew everyone's attention, silencing the room. Team leader Mark from the marketing team rushed over to Emma, his face flustered and his steps hurried, clearly excited and a little nervous. Director Emma, Chairman Derek Hart's car has arrived. It just drove through the main gate and is heading straight toward the hall. His loud voice cut through the background noise, instantly silencing the nearby crowd as everyone turned to look toward the entrance. The moment Derek's name was mentioned, the entire hall fell into a hush, with even the soft clinking of glasses coming to a stop. He was a household name in East Sea City, a frequent face in the news, and a respected figure in the business world, yet very few people had the rare chance to see him in person, making his unexpected arrival feel like a rare and highly honored event. For the ordinary employees of MX Company, seeing Derek up close was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, one they didn't want to miss. Everyone quickly and politely cleared a wide path down the center of the hall, their eyes fixed anxiously on the entrance, full of anticipation and curiosity, eager to catch their first glimpse of the legendary business tycoon. Finally, the grand ornate hall doors were gently pulled open by two well-dressed servers, and a loud, hearty laugh echoed through the hall before anyone even appeared. Ha 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 ha. Congratulations to all of you on this wonderful achievement. Happy New Year to everyone here. Derek's cheerful, booming voice filled the room, warm and full of genuine energy that instantly lifted the mood. He was dressed in a crisp, tailored white suit that perfectly accentuated his tall, sturdy frame, exuding an air of confidence and authority. He clasped his hands together in a polite greeting, smiling warmly at the crowd on both sides of the path, and walked slowly and confidently toward the center of the hall, radiating a unique blend of authority and approachability that made him instantly likable. Behind him, a small, graceful figure followed quietly, her steps light and elegant as she waved gently to the crowd. She smiled politely at the guests on the other side of the path, her movements natural and poised, like a little princess stepping into a fairy tale, and her beauty was so striking that she drew every eye in the hall to her, capturing everyone's attention. She wore a soft, flowing beige tulle dress that swayed gently as she walked, giving her an ethereal, dreamlike appearance. Her fluffy brown hair was neatly tied back in an elegant bun, revealing her delicate jawline and fair, slender neck. And her features were as perfect as a carefully carved jade statue, with every curve and line looking effortless and beautiful. She wore no heavy makeup to hide her natural beauty, only her soft, natural red lips and bright white teeth, her complexion glowing from within with a pure, unadorned radiance. Even a light, breezy smile from her was more captivating and stunning than any elaborate makeup or artificial styling, making her stand out in the crowd. As she walked quietly behind her father, she waved and smiled softly at the guests around her, her movements gentle and graceful. Her beautiful eyes curved into lovely crescent moons when she smiled, and two faint, charming dimples appeared at the corners of her mouth, making her look even more endearing and unforgettable to everyone who saw her. A tiny, delicate beauty mark at the corner of her left eye was the perfect finishing touch to her already breathtaking face. It added a subtle touch of elegance and uniqueness to her features, making her stand out even more in the bright, luxurious hall, holding everyone's gaze captive with her natural charm. In that exact instant, Alex froze completely, holding his breath in sheer shock, his eyes wide with disbelief. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. That girl, walking beside Derek, was Sai. The same hair color and style, the same bright eyes, the same warm smile, the same graceful posture. Every single tiny detail matched the CC he had seen so many times in his dreams, down to the smallest expression. She had the same slim, cute figure, the same faint dimples, and even the same tiny beauty mark at the corner of her left eye. He finally understood why Emma had blurted out Sophia's name. The moment she saw his sketch of CC, the resemblance was not just close, not just striking, but completely identical, as if they were the same person. It was not mere similarity, not just a passing likeness that could be dismissed as a coincidence. They were truly, completely the same, like two exact copies of one person, with no visible differences at all. The girl walking toward him with a soft smile was exactly the same CC he had talked to, laughed with, and remembered so vividly from his dreams. Confusion and disbelief flooded Alex's mind, swirling around like a storm, making it hard for him to think clearly. How could two people be so identical, especially when they were separated by 600 years of time? It defied all logic, all reason, and all understanding, leaving him feeling dizzy and disoriented, as if he was trapped in a dream himself. A jumble of conflicting voices and memories rushed through his head all at once, overlapping and echoing chaotically. "Mr. Alex, are you sure you can truly tell the difference between reality and dreams?" The psychiatrist's words lingered, followed by CC's soft voice. "CC? Just call me CC." And then Emma's surprised voice. "You drew Derek Hart's daughter, Sophia Hart, didn't you?" "Liar." The cold, sharp word echoed in his mind, followed by Professor Hugh's solemn voice, warning him. "Do you know what the biggest side effect of hibernation is? By then you will no longer be able to tell reality apart from dreams." The words repeated over and over, clouding his judgment and making it impossible to distinguish between what was real and what was a dream. The bright, dazzling lights of the hall shone down on Alex, making his vision blur slightly, and his heart raced wildly in his chest, pounding so hard he could feel it in his ears. He stared fixedly at the girl as she walked closer, and their eyes met for a brief, breathless moment. Sophia raised her hand and waved gently at him, her smile warm and sweet. She looked straight into his eyes, her gaze soft and curious, and gave him a sweet, soft smile, a smile that was exactly the same as the one he had seen countless times in his dreams, warm and familiar and full of kindness. In that single moment, the thin line between reality and fantasy vanished completely, leaving Alex in a daze, unsure of where the dream ended and reality began.